Wait, I'm finishing up this quest real quick.
Boing, 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 boing. All right, sorry, we got it fixed. Would you believe that we started the stream and my microphone was the wrong channel? But I have checked everything and I have locked in the low lag, no lag settings. So hopefully, no lag, no audio issues. Give me a talk real quick, Josh.
Giving you a talk.
All right, look at that. We've got Josh coming only through one channel, and we've got me coming only through one channel. All right, so what we are trying to do today is the same thing we were trying to do last time, which is craft an exotic weapon. We need to get 88 points in survivalist, and we have 16, so it's really... Wait, I thought I had 22 last time. Oh, okay, I have 28. We have to buy each one of these little blocks. But in addition to that, we have to set the Liberty as your crafting project, because that apparently makes it more likely to get the drop.
Yeah, I have. And I even ran a mission without you.
Oh.
Just to see...
My goodness.
Just to see if it would give me anything.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, that's fine, because what we're gonna try to do is unlock what some people said is it took them like up to 3 missions to get it done. So we're gonna try to unlock this basin stronghold, and to unlock the basin stronghold, we have to do Roosevelt Island and District Union area, which are invaded, and to unlock those, we have to do 2 other missions each.
Oh man, I need to get some coffee. I'm starting to get the after run tiredness, and bro, it's killing me.
So I have prepared a noise for you today. It took way longer for the coffee to get there than I thought it would.
I didn't even. I figured it was coffee, but I couldn't hear it.
Crap. Are you in the mission already? I don't know what.
I don't know what I'm doing either.
Enter
I
the
don't think
hotel.
I'm in the mission though.
I think that's
guess
the
then.
hotel, yeah.
What
So,
the shit, dude.
I am drinking my coffee today out of my brand new tumbler. Let's do a little sponsor spot. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not sponsored by anybody. So, I got this for free from HEV because they had a promotion. Spend 30 bucks on whatever, like General Mills, and get this free tumbler. And the tumbler was like 15 bucks. I was like, dude, that sounds like a free $15 tumbler for stuff that I would eat anyway. So I got a giant box of Honey Nut Cheerios and a giant box of Reese's Puffs and 2 boxes of single-serve Gardettos that my wife could take to work for lunch. And I got a free tumbler.
So
but
it's like free tumbler means that you have a sponsorship because you just got free. You got free.
Yeah, absolutely sponsored. Now the free tumbler means that I spent $30 that I may not have spent on groceries to get a free thing that I don't need because it was free. And that's part of the problem I have with couponing. So I started recently because groceries are so outrageously expensive, and I started couponing, and I'll go, oh well, I need to use a coupon if I'm gonna buy stuff. It's great if it's like, hey, buy some meat, get 10 bucks off. You know, it's like, oh, cool, dude, I'm gonna get 10 bucks off my lunch or my whatever. But bad coupons are the ones where it's like, hey, spend a bunch of money on something you weren't gonna buy. I do feel like the tumbler is a qualifying category because like we'll eventually eat a Honey Nut Cheerios and we'll eventually eat Gardetto's snacks. But I may not have bought the Gardetto's snacks because I don't usually buy small snacks. I buy snacks from like Sam's Club or whatever, where I can get big snacks. Big packages of snacks, it's more costly. Okay. Small snacks. I buy big snacks.
I just buy oven baked pizzas.
I just buy an unbelievable one. Oh, dude, guess what? Sam's Club this week had a special, and you might be interested in this. 4 Jack's cheese pizzas for 11 bucks. They have a Jack's pack, and they said limited time only. And I was like, dude, that sounds incredible. Because my wife and I eat freezer pizzas as if it's the last meal on Earth. Is this the end of the mission already? Is this how short missions are?
No.
Also, I have to say, I won't be able to tell if there's problems with me live streaming. Oh my god, I just whiffed like 9 snipes in a row. I'm trying to say that. I won't be able to tell if there's a problem with the live stream, and therefore I won't be able to assess and fix it. Knowing is half the battle, you might say.
That's from the Barbie movie, right?
I don't know. That's like that thing's been a saying forever.
No, knowing half the battle is the G.I. Joe line.
Oh, is that it?
Knowledge is half the battle. Yeah.
I don't know anything about G.I. Joe. I just
What was your toy that you played with when you were a kid?
Let me see. Legos and my sister's Barbies. No. Let me try to walk you through my toys as a child, because it was not G.I. Joe's. Though the first time I heard of like G.I. Joe, or G.I. Joe was like a thing to me, was when the G.I. Joe movies came out, and they were some of the earliest Blu-rays. My dad's like obsessed with movies. He has like 2,000 plus DVDs and Blu-rays, and so G.I. Joe was one of the early ones that came out on Blu-ray. So when we first had a Blu-ray player, we had like 5 Blu-rays: Star Trek, The A-Team, and The Losers, and G.I. Joe, and we would just watch them on repeat. And I really enjoyed those movies still, like nostalgically, and they still look pretty good. But like at that time, we had only watched DVDs for years. Anyway, so the tangent. So what toys did I play with growing up? We did a lot of Hot Wheels. We had like a Hot Wheels Crisscross Crash, which is, oh my gosh, just the best toy. I think I bought one when I was in college.
I had the same thing, dude.
And I bought like 4 cars to go with it, and I just crisscross crashed in my dorm room for like a couple weeks, and then ended up putting it at my parents' house because it's like an obnoxiously huge toy to like keep around your dorm room.
Yeah, you didn't want a girl to come over and see that you had a crisscross track in your
yeah, because then nothing would happen because she would
center.
just want to play with the crisscross crash all night.
She's like, oh fuck!
Oh my god, the crisscross crash, dude. Are you joking? I think
I thought
there's
this was
some
gonna be a boring night.
I think the concept of like, oh, that's a girl toy, that's a boy toy. It's like if you had siblings, multi-gendered, a sibling who had more than one gender.
Do you mean multiple siblings with multiple genders?
Yes, that's the thing I mean. The multiple, yeah,
you
multiple
said the same
siblings,
thing
multiple
3 times
genders.
in a row.
It's fine. I'm just gonna shut up now. So if you had that, then you experience the I don't care as long as there's toys, right? So it's like, hey, today we're playing with Polly Pockets. Dude, Polly Pockets, one of the coolest toys ever because they had like little magnetic clothes. Barbies were annoying because they freaking sucked when you had to like change their clothes and stuff. But let me tell you, Polly Pockets is so cool, so much fun. All their little accessories are like magnetic and they, what do? They stick on, I think, at least this is my memory of it. My memory is that once my sister got Polly Pockets, she had Barbies for many years. I just thought the Polly Pockets were way cooler. So one, I was a boy, so I was into cool boy things like magnets. And so they had magnets, and they had.
Do you think that if you strapped like 30 Polly Pockets together, you could make a mag launcher?
Mag launcher? No.
You know, like the mag cannons where.
Oh, like a
it
magnetic. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. It's just.
Where you
It's
can
just
shoot
like.
a BB at like light speed.
Yeah, Polly Pockets #1 sales contractor now is the U.S. government because they're making railguns with Polly Pockets. It's just thousands and thousands of Polly Pockets all strung together.
Yeah, you don't want to open those things up. You're like, whoa, what is this?
I do remember fondly thinking like these toys are super cool, but obviously because they have magnets and they have little tiny parts, you can't have them for little kids, so it doesn't make as much sense there. And the Barbie's like maybe a Barbie, they're not gonna hurt themselves with it.
It's kind of cool. I mean, I think Polly Pockets are kind of because my sister had a bunch of Polly Pockets too.
Are those still a thing? I never walk down the toy aisle.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because
Yeah,
that means
so are
that my
Barbies.
daughter
There's still,
can
like, a
get Polly
stupid amount of
Pockets
Barbies.
when she's old enough, and then I'll be like, yo, these are dope because they have magnets.
No, you should get her G.I. Joes. Let me tell you, G.I. Joes and Barbies are the exact same thing, except they're guys with guns instead of girls with clothes and accessories.
Oh, you know what I played with? My Guys with Guns toy was Army Men. And I would just set up like a bajillion Army Men, and we had like the big sets that held all the tanks and stuff. And so he would set up like a big green army and a big tan army. And I was also thrilled because I was obsessed with Army Men RTS on the GameCube. And so I would like be like, oh, I'm doing a Army Men RTS battle, and they're plastic, and I have to make the plastic and do the thing. Oh, it's such a good game, dude.
Do you know what game I used to play? Because I also played with Army Men. I used to set them up with my friends. I would set them up, and I'd make like dioramas with them. Like I'd cut them into certain ways, and I'd like bend them specific ways, like with heat, to make them do more things than just like they're stationary or whatever. And sometimes me and my friends would like set up. Each of us would get 2 bazooka men, and we'd make rules for different guys. So we had like our airsoft guns.
I'm sorry. My wife commented on the video that Harper is watching.
I know who she is. Who else are you talking to? Harper?
No, my wife was
me,
yelling in my ear while you were telling your story, and so I was like not listening to
so
it. No, it's fine. It's
us-
recorded.
one of
It's
us-
recorded, so I'll listen to it when I edit this video.
Oh my god, I have to talk to you about this. I'll respond to you in 4 weeks when I get to this. I used to set Army Men up like we would get to an area like the little like gravelly backyard area that we had, and we'd set all our guys up. You'd set them up all over the place. A certain guy would have a certain weapon like ability, and like the rocket launcher guy, you could use 2 airsoft bullets. But we just tried to like from the point of view of the army soldier, you would shoot the other army men with your airsoft gun, and it was real fun. But then like me and my dad also did like a whole bunch of model building, which I thought was really fun. In fact, I have a model in my house right now that I need to build, but every single time I get done with work, I'm like, I'd rather just game. How about that?
Dude, I have to say, I am not a huge fan of models. I have a bunch of models. I get either so frustrated with them, or I build them and then I go, oh my god, this is not cool enough to display. So I got a bunch of those little metal punch-out models.
Oh, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, you know the ones at Hobby Lobby that are like planes and shit?
Yeah, but they're like
They're like
wood,
they're like the
right?
metal ones. They're like the big plastic ones. Like I got a big B-52 bomber that I need to
Okay.
build
Yeah,
that has
yeah.
like all the pieces on it. And then when I was a kid, I had like I had a Mustang that had like little shark face on it. Dude, it was
Okay,
cool.
that's very cool,
And then me and my
actually.
dad painted it and stuff. I did Legos a lot, but like, yeah, G.I. Joes were cool because like I had one G.I. Joe that, you know, when you take a Barbie or like a Ken's clothes off, it's just like a pale, like it's just like the skin color or whatever.
Yes.
Would you think that they would just give them underwear because it's not that hard to just
Yeah,
like
just
say,
give them
hey,
like
she's wearing a
white
pink bra or
cloth or white plastic in,
yeah,
in the
well,
place.
the not even white, just color, just paint it, just paint it a different
Yeah.
color.
Oh, okay. Yeah, true. Expensive.
It's not as expensive as raising up like a pattern to show like whatever. I don't know.
Everyone, Barbies and kids look like the that Star Trek episode of Black Mirror.
One of the GI Joe GI Joes that I had like a Navy SEAL like wetsuit underneath that was just painted black up to
That's
his feet
awesome.
and his hands. Dude, it was so cool, and you could just like run around with him like with no clothes on, and be like, he's wearing clothes. He's like in a wetsuit. He had like machine gun and.
No, I
dude,
love
he
that.
was
That's
cool.
actually really dope. But yeah, I think underwear, modesty, maybe modern Barbies. Although probably not, because people would riot. They'd be like, "This Barbie doesn't look like the Barbie I had."
Are you kidding me, dude? Barbies are way better now than they used to. They used to
really?
look so stupid.
I don't know how Barbies look. Like I said, I don't walk down the toy aisle. Occasionally I'll walk down the Lego aisle, but like that's just because they're fun. Actually, I'll walk down the Lego aisle and I'll just be disappointed because I'm like, I wouldn't buy these for myself because they're too expensive. It's like, here's the question.
Oh,
Do you
I was
want to
like,
get like
they don't have enough stuff for you.
Jedi
Or?
Survivor that's like a 60-hour like super fun game where you get to be a Jedi, or like Obi-Wan Lego set for the same $70?
Oh, worse. It's like $70 versus like a couple hundred, like 120. You want to get an
depends on the number of
AT-AT,
pieces.
120. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, why?
But I don't know how modern Barbies look. I guess I'll find out because my wife grew up with Barbies.
They're whatever.
And I
they're
think
fine.
she's gonna be
I mean,
like,
they
our
don't
daughter
really
should have
look that
Barbies,
different.
and I'll be like, she should have Polly Pockets because they're cooler, and she'll be like, no, Barbies because I had Barbies. And nostalgia. Oh, she had both. Wait, what do you think was cooler, babe? She said Barbies were cooler, which is false because Polly Pockets have magnets, and magnets are cool.
What would make Barbies cooler?
She said Barbies had more accessories, so I guess that makes sense. It's probably because
Ask her if
the
Barbies
U.S.
had a
military bought up all of the Barbie accessories to make their railgun.
No, they had to make cloth for people to hold on to, so they used all the t-shirts. So in the Barbie movie, there's scenes where the Barbies will like they'll like throw things out of their house to their dream house or whatever, and dude, it's funny.
Whoa!
And
I got
every
something
time
gold. I got something gold and crazy. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
I just got a new gun or a new rocket or whatever it is. But they'll throw something out of their house, and then it'll be like an ad, like the piece of clothing will like fly out like a big lump, and then it will like straighten out, and it'll say whatever it is. It's very funny. It'll be like, I don't need this disco rave T-shirt, and you'll throw it out of the house, and then it flies through the air, and then it'll pop open, and it'll be like disco rave T-shirt.
That's really funny.
Dude, I honestly really like the. Okay,
I will watch the Barbie movie. I will watch it.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I've seen 2 G.I. Joe movies and 1 Barbie movie. I liked Barbie more than G.I. Joe.
Oh, I mean, it's probably a better movie all around. Now, what I've noticed from going back and
It's
watching
such a weird reality.
movies that came out like in the early 2000s or around that time is that movies are like just so much better now. It's crazy. I mean, you would think that movies are so much better now because it's the modern era, but it's like crazy to me how much better they are. There's just a lot more going on. Well, I think movies are a lot more engaging and stuff. I don't know.
I don't think that's true. I think one of the big problems is that I don't remember a lot of the bad movies of like the early 2000s or mid 2000s, but I do remember all the bad movies from like last year that I saw.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
like when you see a good movie, it's more of like a shock. I do feel like the craziest thing to me is that in the early 2000s or whenever, like when we were growing up, if they made a bad movie, they made it for like 50 mil and it was not a big deal. Now they make a bad movie for like $400 million after marketing, and it's just so bad it makes no money, and it just blows my mind that they could waste so much money on something so bad. And you're like, where was the scrutiny when they were putting this through the Hollywood machine, you know?
The Hollywood machine said that it would work.
I guess, dude.
The Hollywood machine was like, okay, cool. Every movie needs the same thing. And I forget what movie I was saying. Me and my wife went and saw Meg 2. I think I told you this, that we did see it. And have you seen the movie Underwater?
No.
With Kristen Stewart? It came out right at the beginning of COVID. It was actually one of my favorite movies of that year. It was so good. But the premise of that movie is...
I died.
So Underwater, the premise is there's a mining company that is working deep underwater, like deep in like the Marianas Trench or whatever, and they hit something and it like starts like an earthquake. situation, and the big, massive underwater facility that they're all in starts to implode on itself, right? So it starts to like crash and flood everywhere. So the first half of the movie is about them trying to get from the damaged station to a non-damaged station. So they have to like gather up and go find each other and then get away. And then it turns out that what it did was the explosion has awoken some ancient sea beast that like has been hunting them all down and stuff. And at the very end, there's like this big Cthulhu monster that is trying to take out the last couple people, and it's really cool. And I really liked it, and it was pretty short. And then the Meg 2 is that exact same movie with a squid monster, except they also throw in a really, really shallow, dumb side plot of them finding a baby Meg and raising it in captivity so that it like kind of likes them.
That is insane. Oh, no way!
It's the same plot.
Dude, what I got was a brand new version of my favorite gun, which is the gun I'm using right now. It's another gold Elmarine's Guard, which is the super sick SMG. I'm kind of upset because I thought it was going to be the Deagle. And I was like, the Deagle?
I have a golden gun over here that I'm really excited to see what it is.
Oh my god. Well, I hope it's a Deagle for your sake.
Nope, it is not. It's another assault rifle.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what the gear level upgrade is on my new current gear level 334. 313? Oh my god, that's so disappointing. I got a worse gun as a drop.
Have you decided what game you're going to play next now that you've played through Jedi?
Harry Potter. I'm finally going to play... Oh, I'm sorry. That is not called Harry Potter. It's called Hogwarts Legacy. Mission summary? Dude, I don't know why this opened because I didn't mean to click it. I think I was trying to click a button in the shop and it opened it. The summary, 53 kills to 52. 8 million damage dealt. 1 revive. I think the only reason you were exactly on point with me was because I died for a while. Because for some reason I'm usually absolutely dominating. Oh, hold on. I better keep super glue. Oh, you know what this is for? It's a high-end mod for like the glue bomb or whatever.
Dude, could you imagine? Okay, answer this question. Would you rather be shot with a gun or hit with a super glue ball?
Shot? I mean, no.
Are you sure?
Glue ball. I'm sorry. I meant glue ball.
If you got hit with a big gold, actual super glue ball, like gorilla super glue ball, that would be the worst, bro. It would be the worst.
It would be the worst. Have you been shot before? It would be the worst if you've been shot before.
My cousin, when he was younger, him and some of his friends were playing around in their neighborhood. They found a big can of super glue. They broke it, and it sprayed all over them.
Was it like spray
it was like
an aerosol?
Yeah, it was an aerosol. Oh yeah. And I don't know. I've never seen one of these in my life, but it glued his like eyebrows on and like it glued his mouth shut. God. Dude, it was a mess.
That is horrifying.
And they had to like get him. They had to get him.
Emergency room. Yeah, immediately.
I think he was able to breathe. It was just like all over him, and they had to, like, get it off.
Between what dissolves glue and what dissolves
human skin
is very dense.
It's a narrow line, yeah. No,
it's a thin line, whatever it is.
Acetone. Acetone is basically what you use.
Yeah, well, it'll dry out your skin, it'll mess up your skin pretty good.
More or less than super glue.
Well, the super glue will suffocate your cells and then make you whatever. Oh my god! Oh my god! Where am I? Oh my god! I ran into the mission and I was like, oh cool, nothing to see here. And then all of a sudden, all these dudes drop in from the ceiling.
I heard a story where, do you know who Sean Taylor is?
Not at all.
He was a really good safety. He died a couple of years ago from a gunshot wound from some people who broke into his house and shot him. But let me walk you through this. I learned about this today. They broke into his house and apparently he chased them through their house with a machete and he was naked. So imagine what it would be like to break into someone's house and then realize that it's like an NFL super athlete. Like if you broke into like Ray Lewis's house, you're like, oh shit, we're in a lot of trouble, bro.
Yeah, that would be brutal. I would not want to be there.
It would be horrifying.
I was gonna say, I have like analyzed our house. What would you steal if you broke in? Like we don't. I guess back in the day, it was much more common for ladies to just have like a ton of like jewelry. But now I feel like the millennial mindset is that jewelry is too expensive and it just doesn't matter. So nobody has jewelry. Not people that I know. I don't know. Maybe your wife likes jewelry and stuff. I'm glad that my wife thinks it's silly to own like a ton of diamonds and whatever. So I'm like, okay, jewelry's out.
The only dumb purchase my wife has made in terms of jewelry is one time when we were in New York, she had to go to Tiffany's because she wanted something from Tiffany's. I was like, okay, get the cheapest thing here. It was like $400.
Oh my god. Is Breakfast at Tiffany's about Tiffany's the jewelry store, or is about Tiffany's a person named
Do you want to really know? I've seen the movie.
I don't know anything about the movie. Go ahead.
All right, so the movie is about a poor girl who her dream is to get to go into Tiffany's because she wants to buy something from Tiffany's. So at the very beginning of the movie, she's walking through New York, which in this moment, most insane thing, New York is completely deserted. There's no one on the streets at like 7 a.m. And she's just like walking through the streets of New York, and she stands in front of a Tiffany store and she eats like whatever she went and got. And so that's what the Breakfast at Tiffany's is. But then, you know, through the movie, her goal is to go to Tiffany's, and then she goes into Tiffany's and everything's really expensive. She's like, what the hell? I mean, she's like a super poor, so it's not like,
oh, not like regular poor, like super poor.
She's like a working girl. She lives in it's okay. I know you haven't seen the movie because you just said you hadn't seen the movie. I bet you've seen the backlash. There's a character that's a white guy that's wearing ridiculously big buck teeth. He's supposed to be the Asian. He's like a really bad Asian stereotype. You've probably seen that on like, this is never things that were okay back in the day that are not okay now. But yeah, it's ridiculous.
Either, but okay.
I'm gonna send you a photo of
fine.
who this guy is. It's just a white actor, which is very funny. I used to ask my dad why we didn't own a gun, like when I was growing up, and he was like, why? And I was like, well, I mean, like if someone breaks into our house, he's like, what, you want me to actually shoot you through all the walls? I was like, I don't think that's what would happen. He was like, if you get a gun, you'll kill everyone in your house because you'll just shoot through every wall. I'm back.
My God, you make a coffee like an old man takes a piss, dude.
I did some other things too.
What else did you do? Tell me about it.
I took an old man piss. Where are we at?
You're deep in the District Union arena. How long have I been calling this District Union area and been like, man, that's a weird name for a mission? I think the thing that messes me up, why is it called District Union Arena? Oh, you know what? Is District Union like a money transfer thing? No, that's Western Union.
Western Union.
What is District Union?
And why would the Western Union be on the East Coast?
Western Union is worldwide. No, but there's
that doesn't make any sense. There should be called Worldwide Union.
I want to look up if District Union is like a company or something. And I've been saying District Union area for so long, even though we've come in here like 3 times and finished the mission, and it's in a basketball court. Like, how did I not pick that one up?
Because it's not a real thing.
All right, I'm gonna Google it.
Fake baseball.
Right now.
It's fake basketball.
Oh, Capital One Arena is what it actually is. Do you get like hazard pay for like being this guy?
I mean,
also,
another real bad one is you kind of look like Hitler. We want to bring you in as Hitler in the next movie that we're doing.
Yeah, unless you're a comedian, then it's like really funny that you look like Hitler.
It would be very funny if like it's just like I'm trying to think of who would be a funny Hitler, like Bert Kreischer or something as Hitler.
Oh, that would be hilarious. Someone who doesn't look like Hitler at all playing Hitler would be so funny, and I think it would be double funny.
Well, I mean, have you seen Jojo Rabbit?
If he brought Hitler's teacup onto set and drank it. No, I haven't seen Jojo Rabbit. You should see it. Should throw it in my backlog.
Taika doesn't look like Adolf Hitler at all. He's very funny in the role. The extra silly, most insane version of Adolf Hitler. I guess you could say insane being the Hitler that we got. It's like the silly, ridiculous Hitler that like a kid would create. That was like.
But the problem is, I need the wife buy-in to be like, let's watch this movie, and I don't think being like, hey, let's watch a comedy about the Hitler Youth, historical
it's more
comedy.
Than that. It's more than that.
What is
he
it?
He learns that there's a girl in it she's a Jewish person, and his mom, Jojo's mom, is like harboring Jews. All the kids bought into like the Hitler Youth stuff, and then he gets to meet one, and he's like, the way he thinks about like the way they like explain Jews was like they're like bats that turn into like vampires and shit, and they're like,
and he was like, oh, they're just normal kids. I should probably
they're
not
just normal
be
kids,
disgustingly racist and. Whatever. Oh, Siri didn't understand that. Sorry, Siri. We're talking about racism. Dude, how are we literally
Taika Waititi version of Hitler is very silly.
Because last time we talked about heretics or whatever.
That was you that brought that one up.
I know. Oh, boy, guess what? Guess who gets the Hitler award this year?
Okay, I'll be the first to say that on this podcast, me alone, does not stand for what Hitler believes.
I don't stand for that at all. But you were the one that agreed with heretics last time.
It sounds like you're being
heretics
what's the opposite of a contrarian? You're being a yes man. You're just trying to copy what I said.
Agreetrian?
Agreetrian? You're being a degree tree, Jay. You just want to believe. You just want to also be a guy who does the same thing that I do.
No, I don't want to.
And I don't like Hitler.
The same thing that you do.
Well, how about you have your own original opinion, Jay?
Okay, my own original opinion is that I don't agree with Hitler.
That's the same opinion that I had.
Sorry, my original opinion is that Hitler was an excellent leader and a horrible human being.
I think that that's still gonna land you in some hot water. Is that opinion?
Is that hot water with who? We got 0 viewers, baby. That's the nice part about being on something.
Yeah, you're gonna cut this out of your stream.
I'm not gonna
right?
lie. No, I won't cut this out. I'll
of
put this whole thing in there because what's the worst thing that could happen? I could get on X.
You could go to work. You could go to work You could go to work on Monday and then be like, "Hey, Jay,
whatever the hell
our
X
super algorithm found that you said Hitler was a cool dude.
Was a good leader. I'm sure it's fine. Not Twitter. It's so dumb. I hate that app name so much. And get canceled, and I would probably gain just a bajillion viewers. Infinitely more viewers than I have now, because I have 0 viewers. So, and what are the odds? One person watches it, they go, oh my god, this guy should be so canceled. And then everyone ends up watching it, they go, oh, these guys are actually pretty funny. I think it's fine that he made this statement, because many people have made the same statement. And it's fun.
Dang, I'm just glad that I said that I didn't like Hitler, and you had to say that you liked that he was a good ruler,
You're right,
but a bad guy.
You totally showed me.
I got something peachy.
That wasn't even the end, so I don't know how you got those gloves, but maybe it's just from killing Black Tusk. Because I know some of
guess he was a boss,
exotics are just RNG.
ROG?
RNG. Random number generator. They're just random.
You're saying random number generator? You mean that every single time that I kill someone, there's a mini Smash tournament that runs in the background?
Yes, pretty much. That's how it's...
Oh, I guess gold loot because Mario won.
Imagine programming a game like that. I wonder what is the fastest possible... Like, if you got a supercomputer and you simmed Smash Bros. Matches on it, what's the fastest it could possibly run? And could it run fast enough for, like, RNG checks for loot drops in a video game? Because then it would be cool. Like, pick your favorite Smash character, and that will be your RNG for this entire game.
Well, really what I want to know is I want to get all the stats. I want to run like 300 like matches with every character. You know, did you ever watch that show Deadliest Warrior?
No.
No? Do you know what it is?
The thing with the tennis balls and they shoot each other?
No, that's American Gladiator.
Dang it.
We're close. Deadliest Warrior is where they like say who would win in a fight, a Spartan or a samurai, and they have experts. It's like a Discovery Channel show. They get like all the data, right? Like they'll be like, what weapon cuts better? You know, who had better training? Who had this? Who had whatever? Who had better armor or whatever, right? And then they would run through. They would get all that stuff. They give them all number values, and they'd run it through like it's like a 10,000 fight. Like you have these 3 guys fight 10,000 times, and who wins? It'll be like, okay, cool. The Spartan is the best one. But I want to do that with Smash characters and like run every one of them through like as many fights as possible.
Well, I do wonder how long
feasibly, and then just see who actually is the best.
Right? Do you have to actually wait for them to beat each other in the whole tournament? You can do like the shortest possible time with like a 1 stock as your tournament values, but then is it more or less valuable? Okay.
I think someone passed out today when we were running.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was one of the top people.
Usually, I feel like some races they'll have an ambulance like on site. Maybe that's more common for marathons than a 5K. I mean,
I would argue you're more likely to pass out in a 5K because people aren't training for 5Ks.
That's true. That's true. People are probably going into it raw. If I went into a 5K raw, it would have taken me like an hour, I'm pretty sure.
If you just walked at a good pace, you could probably get done in like 15 minutes long.
Oh yeah, that's true. What did I do? 13 minutes, 40 seconds for my mile the other day, and that was like run, walk, run, walk, run. And I was probably walking slower to recover.
And like I was running with a group of people.
Speed walk the whole thing.
I was running with a group of people who would burst off like at a full clip, like 1/3 of a mile, and then they would walk like 2/3 of a mile. So they would sprint up, like they would sprint.
I don't know how good
they
that
didn't really look like
strategy
runners.
is for...
Well, I beat them, and I was pretty much a steady pace the entire way.
Yeah,
I did a couple of like quick walk breaks.
Even a steady medium jog is better than like sprint walk. Because you'll end up walking for longer than you think you will.
Yeah, well, like this girl would like sprint up in front of me, and she'd get like half a football field, like 50 yards in front of me, and then she would start walking, and then I would catch up and pass her, and then 5-10 minutes go by, and then she runs up past me again. I'm like, holy fuck, I have to beat this chick because she keeps passing me, and I don't want to be like the guy who lost to a girl who was run walking. So the last pretty much the last mile on the straightaway on the hard, because that was like my main thing was I wanted to conserve some of my energy for the final like mile because I knew it was going uphill pretty much the entire way, and I was just absolutely bodying people. I was just like running right past people and like a pretty fast sprint. Like,
yeah,
clip.
saving your energy for the end feels incredible. Just like in the third mile, passing everyone. Here's a question: is it marked out by kilometers or by miles?
Miles.
It's kind of dumb because it's a 5K, right? So just use kilometers.
Well, one of the things that was really annoying was the only mile marker I saw was for 3. I didn't see the other 2 mile markers.
Well,
so
3, you have
running,
0.1 to go. It's like, let's roll.
Oh, no, sorry. I saw the 2. I saw 2.
Oh, okay.
So I was just running, and then I saw the 2, and I was like, oh damn! Like they gave us the map before we started, so I knew like where I was going. But
yeah, I feel like
they haven't marked out.
With 5K and markers for each of the kilometers, it'd be really encouraging to be like, all right, cool. Once I hit that last like kilometer, I'm gonna go for broke.
Yeah, well, I pretty much from the last mile I kicked into a new gear. The very end, it ends in the baseball field, which is really cool. So you enter
run
at
the
like
bases
center
to finish,
field,
or no?
That wouldn't be very safe. You run the warning track past home to first base. So you run in through center field, and then you make a right, and then you run down the warning track, and then you turn going toward third base, and then you touch home, and you go to first base, and at first base is where the race ends.
Nice.
So you make like a loop underneath, like the diamond or whatever, which was really cool. And in that part, I like kicked it into a sprint for the last little bit, and I passed a whole bunch of people, which was really cool. They were all like, ugh!
Yeah, I can barely run anymore.
Wait, no, did you watch the TikTok?
Oh, I'm gonna call it. You can boot up a Witcher. It's been a good stream for our.
Oh, are you calling
maybe
it?
3 total viewers. Yeah, well, we're at 1 hour 48, so I think I'm gonna craft random brand gloves. Do I get lucky? 325. They're slightly better. Wow, that's so cool. All right, bye. I will talk to you next time.
All right, see ya, bye.
Bye.